Let's check in now with Michelle Ownbey, publisher of the Springfield Business Journal, about the latest happenings in and around Springfield's business community. Thanks for taking time with us, Michelle, and thanks for keeping tabs on what's going on in the business community. You guys are definitely a huge resource for people to know what's happening, where it's happening, what's coming, what's leaving, and all of that. So let's get right on into it and talk about Trust Well Living. What's going on with some renovations there?
Yes, so you may not know it, just driving down West White Oaks Drive. I didn't notice any signs of activity the other day, but there's actually a $1.6 million renovation project underway. This is the former Bickford Living over there just off Wabash and West White Oaks, and Trustwell Living acquired the property last year, and they had announced at the time that they had some big renovation plans in the works, so those are now underway. They're upgrading the resident apartments and common areas, and they're actually going to create 16 memory units. You know, there's been a big demand for that, and so a lot of these senior living facilities are either adding or increasing the number of memory units. So they're looking at completion by November of this year to have all that up and going.
So obviously some different types of services that are going to be offered in that particular industry here in Illinois and in Springfield in particular. But next up, you've got a story about something that we've seen happen across the country, and retailers seeming to pull back a bit. And I even saw a story of Walgreens cutting back on some of their corporate offices here in Illinois, but here in Springfield. Tell us what's going on with a pretty, what I thought was a popular Walgreens spot in town.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were surprised, at least by the location slated for closure. It's the one there at 5th and South Grand, which is actually right by our office. And, of course, that CVS just down the street at 6th and South Grand closed about 5 years back. You know, and people say, well, gosh, Springfield Clinic and main campus is right there. You know, why can't you sustain at least one or two pharmacies nearby? But, again, when you look nationwide, there's been a lot of shifts in the business model. A lot more people are opting for the home delivery of their medication, signing up for the mail order services, that kind of thing. And both Walgreens and CVS have been closing a significant number of stores nationwide over the last couple years. Plus, let's face it, Walgreens, you know, already has about a dozen other locations in the general vicinity. I think there's 9 or 10 in Springfield, plus you got them in Sherman and Chatham and the outlying areas. So there will still be no shortage of places to get your prescription if you're a Walgreens customer.
Oh, not just prescriptions, but the other day I stopped into that Walgreens because I needed 9-volt batteries, Michelle, for work. Some of my equipment requires 9-volt batteries. Couldn't get it at a gas station, so I went across the street, kaboom, got my 9-volt batteries. But yeah, it's interesting to see how the community is going to be impacted by the decision for Walgreens to close that location. And of course, is the Springfield Business Journal. You can get your edition, and all you got to do is sign up. You got the emails that go out and also the print edition. Tell us how people can get their hands on it.
Right, so you can go to springfieldbusinessjournal.com and sign up for Biz Bites. That's the weekly newsletter that's free of charge. Comes out every Wednesday afternoon with a roundup of what's happening in the business community. And, of course, you can also sign up to get the print edition delivered directly to your home or office. The new issue actually comes out today, the March issue, and so as part of that, it will include the profiles of this year's Best Places to Work recipients, which have not been announced publicly until now. So I'm pleased to be the first to share that news with you, Greg.
All right, let's hear it. If you want to share it now, or if you want to encourage people to get out there and pick up their copy to get it, let's hear it.
No, I'll go ahead and give you a teaser, and then we will post it on our site here shortly so that people can read the full profiles. But this is a program that we've partnered with United Community Bank on for, probably 20 years or more now, and we recognize companies in the mid-size category this year. 16 to 50 employees. We're recognizing Kuhn and Trello Engineers, based right out of downtown Springfield. And in the large category of 50 or more employees, Conn's Hospitality Group, of course, an extremely well-known name in multiple business ventures in the area. And then American Meadow Supply, which may be a little less of a household name, but family-owned business that's been around for decades. And some people don't realize, but after 5 years, a company is eligible to be recognized again in the alumni category, and we have 2 past recipients being acknowledged again this year. Kerber, Eck & Breckel, the accounting and financial planning firm, and then MJ Kellner, which of course just recently had a leadership change and is now fully an employee-owned company. So a lot of great businesses. We're very pleased to be able to recognize them, and we'll be throwing a party in May that the whole community is invited to come and celebrate their accomplishments.
Bells all around. Good to hear that we've got businesses here that their employees feel appreciated, and that's something you highlight with your latest edition here of the Springfield Business Journal. But you're also looking for others to sound off on some other categories, in particular women of influence. Looking for those nominations. Tell us about that.
Yes, so we are now gearing up for our next award program, Women of Influence. Again, longstanding program, this one in partnership with Security Bank. And, some people think because we're a business publication that these have to be business professionals, but that's not the case. We actually recognize women from all walks of life and really just look for people that have given back a lot to the community. Julie Bartlett Benson, who founded Helping the Homeless of Springfield and is pretty much a one-woman show. We recognized her a couple years back. A lot of others that have been recognized that are not necessarily business people per se. And you can get on our website and view a list of past recipients if you want to see if the person you have in mind has already been recognized, or just fill out the nomination form. It's very short, and you've got until March 10th to do that if you have someone that you'd like to be considered for this year's Women of Influence.
So make that happen. Michelle Ownbey, publisher of the Springfield Business Journal. Greatly appreciate your time as we connect each and every week, and we'll talk again next week.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMA.